Hi, I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. First time I ever heard of a donor advice fund, or a DAF, I imagined a high complex, high maintenance charitable fund that would cost an arm and a leg to establish and maintain. Found out I was mistaken. You don't need a fortune to channel your giving through a DAF. These funds are designed for everyday people who want to make charitable donations in a way that can offer some tax efficiency, a lot of flexibility, and choices. Now, a DAF is essentially a personal charitable savings account. It's maintained on your behalf by an established public charity. And you can deposit cash, stock, other assets into the account, receive a current year tax deduction, and distribute those dollars to your favorite charities over a period of time. And that is a very flexible period of time. So here's why DAFs are so appealing. The first are the tax advantages. With Congress increasing the standard deduction in 2017, a lot of donors found that their charitable contributions no longer provided any tax benefit. They weren't over the threshold. Giving through a DAF allows you to bunch multiple years of contributions into a single year. So the donations plus other deductions exceed that standard deduction. This restores much of the tax benefits of your charitable giving. A DAF also simplifies your tax keeping, and they do this in that you make one gift to the fund and only have to provide one donation receipt to the IRS. Then you can deduct the fund manager, or you can direct the fund manager to distribute your gifts to as many charities as you choose to support. DAF also will allow donors to donate appreciated securities and avoid capital gains taxes altogether, making more money available for the charity. Second point would be flexibility. If you give several years worth of donations to the DAF at once, those funds can then be distributed at any time. And this allows you to maintain a steady level of annual giving that the charities can count on. You can give anonymously, and you can easily make changes to your giving. You also have time to do the research that you might want to do on new charities before you decide to support them. And estate planning convenience is another benefit. Instead of naming specific charities, you can designate the DAF in your will or trust as the beneficiary. If you want to exclude or include a charity in the future, all that's required is a simple amendment to your giving plan in the DAF rather than having to rewrite or amend your estate planning documents, which can be costly. If you'd like to set aside a sum of money for a charity that can generate an annual income into perpetuity, but establishing a foundation or a charitable trust is impractical or expensive, you can make such a long-term gift through a DAF. So given the growing popularity of DAFs, the IRS has proposed new regulations to address potential abuses and ensure that these funds are used as intended. The new regulations will clarify the definition of a DAF, making it clear that any fund where a donor retains advisory privileges over the distribution or investment of the asset falls under this category. The new rules also define taxable distributions more clearly. Any use of a DAF assets that provides more than an incidental benefit to the donor or related parties will be taxed, and penalties for improper distributions will be 20%. The minimum amount to establish a DAF, it varies. It's typically around $10,000. The natural philanthropic Trust lists 1,151 charitable organizations that sponsor DAFs. So finding one shouldn't be a problem. One in my community is the Black Hills Community Foundation. And in our state, I believe we have the South Dakota Community Foundation. A DAF is not a tool for the ultra wealthy, and I really want to stress that. It can be versatile and accessible to anyone looking to make a charitable impact. Establishing a fund is almost as simple as opening a personal savings account. A donor advised fund is not about complexity or exclusivity. It is about providing flexibility, tax benefits, and efficiency that can support your giving philosophy and make philanthropy work for you. Thanks for listening.